Hi everyone, welcome to another Bit Knits Reviews. Today I'm going to do a quick yarn review on Lion Brand's Schitt's Creek yarn. Full disclosure, I have never seen this show. I have heard plenty about it, but I have never actually sat down and watched one episode of the show. However, now that there's a yarn that goes along with it, I might have to. So this is a Lion brand of yarn. And right now on lionbrand.com, it looks like it is on sale from $9.99 all the way down to $5.99. At least in the US, you can get a pretty good deal on this yarn. Now these two balls I found in my local Meijer, and Meijer is sort of like a Walmart, and I think it's primarily a store that can be found only in the Midwest, maybe a little bit in the South, maybe a little bit in the East. I'm not really sure how far they are spread out in the country, but it is a store that is very similar to Walmart. And Meijer has a very small yarn section, and I was there probably about a week ago and I saw this Schitt's Creek yarn on an end cap on sale for $5.99. Their normal price was $7.99, so it was already marked down a little bit compared to the Lion Brand site, which was originally $9.99. This was again marked down for $5.99, which is what it is now on Lion Brand's site online. I am not sure if you can get this in Michael's or Joann or any other yarn craft store, but let's take a look at the yarn specifically. Now this comes in a bunch of really bright, fun colors, which is one of the reasons why it sort of grabbed my eye. And if you look at the colorway, this one is called Bob's Garage. Now I'm assuming that Bob's Garage has something to do with the show in some form or fashion. All of the colorways are named these sort of fun names which probably correspond to the show in some way. So this dark blue is called Bob's Garage. This yarn is a 4-weight, a medium weight yarn. It recommends a 5mm knitting needle and a 5mm crochet hook. And in one ball of this yarn, you get 372 yards, 340 meters, 7 ounces, or 200 grams. It does say that it's 100% acrylic. So it is machine washable, tumble dry, gentle cycle. So another thing about this yarn is the label immediately sort of caught my eye. The label also says that if you wanted to make a sweater, you would need 3 to 4 balls of this. And if you wanted to make a small blanket, baby blanket, I'm guessing, or a shawl, 1 to 2 balls. And then it looks like a much larger blanket would take 6 to 8 balls of yarn. So that is Bob's Garage, that color. I was surprised how soft this yarn is. It's a lot softer than I thought. You can see it's definitely a 4-weight. Let's take a look at this color. So this was a nice teal color. This one is called Shared Wall. Again, I have no idea what that means. It must mean something. Now I'm curious. I'll have to go sit down and watch some episodes. Again, nice cover, 372 yards, all the same, 4-weight, 5mm crochet hook, and 5mm knitting needles. So that is what I'm going to be using today to work up some swatches. I've got my samplers here, the crochet, Tunisian crochet at the top of this one, and then a little bit of garter stitch and stockinette stitch for my knitting sampler over here. So let's first take a look at the crochet sampler. First of all, I do want to say that this ball of yarn, I could not pull it from the center. I don't know what was going on with it, and at the risk of pulling the entire center out and being left with a mess, I just worked from the outside pull. This one I had no issues with. I could pull right from the center and that worked out perfectly fine. So I think it was just something with screwy with that Bob's Garage ball that I had. So let's take a look at the sampler. So I started with single crochet on the bottom, and you can see they're very nice stitches. The yarn works up really well. I moved into some half double crochets for the next few rows. I did some double crochets on the top here, so you can kind of see how each stitch looks using this yarn. And I finished with a Tunisian simple stitch up here. And it's always funny to me on these samplers to see how much tighter of a stitch the Tunisian crochet stitches are than just a regular crochet. It's a much tighter, just a more of a knitted look, I guess. So that is the crochet sampler. There's the back. Like I said, I really liked how this yarn worked up. It was easy. The yarn just kind of flows, slides right on and off the hook. It was really easy to work with. The yarn seems to be spun very well. I typically like Lion brand yarns, and this one so far is no different. Let's take a look at the knitting sample. So here is the knitted sample. I started just knitting every row for 2 or 3 rows, and then I switched into that traditional stockinette stitch. So you can really see how the yarn works up. Let's look at the back. It's all that garter stitch on the back. Again, this yarn was super easy to knit with. I didn't have any issues with splitting. It's soft, the colors are vibrant and fun. Now I don't know what I'm going to do with just one ball of each of these. I may have to go out and get some more colors. I feel like the variety of colors that they have, if you're a fan of the show or even if you're not and you're just a fan of the colors, it would be fun to get one ball of each and make just a big kind of Schitt's Creek scrap blanket out of each ball of those yarns put together, sort of almost in a patchwork type way. I think that would be really fun. So because I had to take off the label in order to use Bob's Garage, I thought we would take a look at what they have inside. If there's any patterns, no patterns. They do have a little bit of trivia if anybody is a fan of Schitt's Creek. That's kind of fun. And of course, if you go to the Lion Brand website, you'll be able to look at this yarn, and they have a bunch of free patterns on their site as well. So overall, I really like this yarn. I would recommend this yarn. I like it for the colors, the feel. I really hope that they continue making this yarn, especially in the colors. Like I said, I really think I want to go get a bunch of the other colors and make just a fun random blanket with them. If you've tried this yarn, let me know in the comments down below what you think of it and what projects you've made from it. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, happy knitting, happy Tunisian crocheting, and happy crocheting, everyone. Bye!